the next update, the next exciting update. We have got this shipment right from South Africa for our Fortuner. Now, what does it contain and why from South Africa when we are already in Australia? Right, so first thing first, what it contains. This one has the front expedition bumper for the Fortuner. It has a toy bar, and the bumper as well is going to be winch compatible, so it as well has the winch plate. Now coming to why from South Africa. Now this is a very interesting story. 2007 to 2015, this was the Fortuner, that is the first gen Fortuner, which was developed in Indonesia and was primarily launched. First was launched in South African market and then was launched in the Southeast Asian markets like Indonesia itself and of course India. It wasn't launched in Australia as Fortuner. It was only being distributed as Hilux, which is a ute. So what you see, that's the wagon, is a unique combination that can't be normally found on the Australian roads. Now what it means is the rear end is completely different from what you can see on the Australian market. Because of that, the Australian market doesn't have the toy bar accessory which can fit the first gen Fortuner. And on the other hand, the South African market has it since probably 2007 itself. So that's the reason we have got this Fortuner, a right tow bar and the bull bar right away from South Africa. Now stay tuned for how we're going to install this and how it was delivered and what is it going to add to the GavaOverlandLife. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We will be installing the toy bar first. That's a vehicle specific unit for Fortuner that fits around the factory exhaust and complies with the current towing regulations in Australia. Whether you're looking to tow a trailer, bike rack or a caravan, getting this right is critical for safety and compliance. Let's break it down into three main steps. First, we will be mounting the toy bar. In the second phase, we will be wiring the tow bar and the connection to the trailer. And the final checks would be the third one. Let's get started. So we are now removing the factory towing points. These are the steel tie-down eyes usually bolted to the rear chassis rails. They're not designed for towing heavy loads, so off they go. With those out, we can see the chassis mounting holes. And interestingly, this model includes additional pre-drilled mounting holes specifically intended for aftermarket toy bars. We're applying some WD-40 to keep the treads free of any dirt or any dust. Always check your vehicle's manual or compliance guide to verify the bolt patterns. The toy bar we are installing today is a vehicle-specific design. If you look at it, it has a curved crossbar to accommodate the rear spare wheel, and the right-hand side mounts are extended a bit to accommodate the rear exhaust on the right-hand side. That's the key. We're now lifting the toy bar into position. It's best to have a second person help you here. While holding it in place, we hand thread all the bolts on both sides to keep it aligned. Once everything's lined up now, we are torquing the bolts. These are 12 mm high tensile bolts, so the correct torque is typically 85 to 90 Newton meter. It's advisable for us to double check the toy bar manufacturer's manual, and we ensure that the torquing values are right and proceed for the final tightening. Once done with mounting the toy bar, we take the most essential part of the toy bar assembly, and that's the toy hitch. This is a standard 50 mm or 2 inches square Toyota OEM toy hitch. Once the toy hitch goes into place, there is a pin which stops the toy hitch from slipping around. We put that in place, and the toy pin is locked with another pin that's secured with a chain. In the end, there is a anti-rattle bolt that keeps the toy hitch planted down, and because it reduces any relative movement between the square base and the toy bar, it will nullify if there is any sound. So, now on to the wiring. We're using a 7-pin flat connector that's standard in many regions. The wiring will tap into both left and right and rear tail lights. We are going to use the wire tap connectors or some of the crimp joints to connect the 7-pin connector with the source signals. But before that, we need to position the 7-pin flat connector to secure the 7-pin flat connector on the toy bar. Now there are no mounting points, so I need to drill a hole, tap the hole, and then add the bolts to secure the connector. This has to be in such a way that it's not in any harm's way, and also very easily accessible to terminate the trellis side of the 7-pin connector or the male connector, and we are able to adjust it if needed. So we have chosen a place, and I'm just proceeding to mount the connector at the place. I'm trying a trial positioning of the connector before painting the newly drilled and tapped holes so that they don't become a reason tomorrow for any undue rust or any water ingress or any of that sort of thing. So with that, we are ready to paint the part that we drilled. Once the paint is dried completely, I proceed to install the connector at its place, nice and secure, before proceeding to terminate the cable with its source signals. We are routing the wires neatly and through the internal bumper space and the internal furnishing panels of the vehicle to keep them safe from weather and damage. Now let's quickly go through what the 7-pin connectors are and what these 7 pins do. So the left indicator will be yellow, reverse will be black, earth will be white, right indicator will be green, electric brakes, if they are there, or you can use it for auxiliary power as well, would be in blue, brake lights in red, and tail number plate lights in brown wire. So what does it mean? It means that whichever signals that you pick from your vehicle's existing wiring has to be continued with these color-coded cables, and when they terminate into the pin, they will correspond to specific terminals on the side of the trailer as well. So if you, now it's important that you have this one wired rightly, because when you are in the market, when you are required to tow a trailer, it needs that all the connections are standardized. So don't be fussy here, just do as per the standard in the market that you prevail. So we are going ahead as per what's being done or what's being in standard wiring practice in the Australian market. To locate the wires, we test each function with a multimeter, with a test light, just like we did while we terminated the 12-volt system, and we are sure that the signals are right. Now here, the poor connections can have the trailer lights to flicker or fail altogether, which is both dangerous and as well illegal. So it's important that we zip tie all the cables securely and ensure that they don't dangle and get loosened up. So here we are. The cable is properly routed and terminated and secured. Now, why all of this hassle is, according to the national standards, a trailer must have working tail lights, indicators, brake lights, and a plate light. So we are ready in all regards to connect this trailer to our Fortuner. So we have landed this hitch. It's like sitting on the hitch ball, and the spin is as well connected, so it won't move. But there is a safety measure, which are these chains, and what they say is the chains are to be connected in cross. So chain from this side goes here, and the chain from the opposite side will be coming to this side. That's right hand side to left hand side, and that is because it makes a cross here. So if by accident, if this is getting latched out, it will land here and will still be connected with the turbo, so will not brush against the ground or bring the whole system to a grinding halt. So this is connected. So mechanically we have connected. The brake is released. It's at the moment on the vehicle's handbrake. So once we have connected the mechanical things, the next in line is electricals. So we have, if you remember, the connector here. So this is the socket, and this is a set of plugs. Now we will attach this in such a way that this doesn't dangle. So I'll just turn it a bit. I'll take it from this side, and then what I'll do is I'll connect it here. So these are standard 7-pin connectors, and what you're supposed to do is, after you do this, we are supposed to run a telltale check on the trailer. So the indicators, the brake lights, the driving lights, and the basic things that at least should be working, so that when you're driving on a highway or on the road, the people behind will know which way you are heading to, and the indication would be safe, sound, and prudent. So let's do that. We'll show you. Okay, so the vehicle is on the hazard switch, and you can see right indicator is working, and even the left indicator is as well working. All the blinkers on the vehicle are blinking. Same way the blinkers on the trailer as well are blinking, and the brake light or the driving light is on, and if I press the brake, this one is as well working. The number plate light is on. It might not be visible from the camera angle, but it's working here. So we have the connection that we made fully functional, and the trailer is safe to drive on the road, provided you can drive it. So let's do that. With this, our TOWA installation is complete, and we have tried the setup on umpteen occasions since it has been done, and I'm very happy for the outcome with the DIY and fit for the application setup. Please tell me in the comments, how did you find this journey, and would you like to have a TOWA on your vehicle, and if yes, for what? And would you like to tow a trailer to your next camping? Stay tuned, do like our other videos and subscribe our channel, and don't go anywhere. Make sure you go camping.